Hey guys, today I want to show you a paracord mask hack. If you've worn a face mask before, you know that it doesn't really stay in place all the time, and so the temptation is there to constantly touch it or to take it off and set it down on a dirty surface. So I'm going to show you how to make a mask lanyard that'll allow you to hang it around your neck instead. For this project, you'll need 2 to 3 feet of scrap paracord and a couple hardware pieces. I've got these little metal clips and then also a cord lock. If you've got your paracord but you don't have those hardware pieces, don't worry, I'll show you a version at the end that only uses paracord with some knots. So to start off, we'll make this really easy for you. You just take one end of your paracord and put it through the hole in your clip. On this particular clip, we don't even need to tie a knot. So I'll just melt the end, flatten it a little bit, and that should rest right up against our clip, and it's not even close to pulling through. If you have a bigger hole in your clip, you can just tie a knot in the end or whatever you want to do there. So now I'm going to hang it around my neck and find the length that I want, somewhere around there, and we'll just cut off the extra. You might have to melt the end a little bit before it's going to fit through the hook. Just make sure it's nice and narrow. And then we'll melt it some more. Flatten it, and it's not going to pull through. So now that's done. So you could leave it at that and be done, but I like to turn it into a little bit of an ear saver as well. We've got another tutorial on that coming out pretty soon, so stay tuned. For this version, we're just going to add that cord lock onto the middle of this cord. So push down on the cord lock and feed the loop through. So what that's going to allow us to do is to cinch it around our neck when we're wearing the mask. So let's try it out. Hook these onto the ear loops. Loosen it up, and after we put it on, you can cinch that cord in back, and it gets the elastic off of your ears. So now we can loosen the cord lock and take it off. And we're only touching the paracord instead of the mask that we're going to be breathing through. Hope you guys found this useful. Quick and easy tip. Now I'm going to show you a version that doesn't use the extra hardware. So if you're comfortable tying some knots, this will be a lot easier for you, and you can do it without buying anything extra. So for this version, all you're going to need is paracord. You want at least 3 feet for this one because we are tying some knots in it, and that's going to shorten our length. So for this one, it's not going to be easily removable. If you're going to change out your mask, you'll have to untie these knots, but they're not too hard. So you'll start by looping the cord through your mask ear loop, and then fold it back on itself, like this. And then we're going to begin wrapping it around the standing end here, back towards the left. So once around, twice around, you'll see we're wrapping it around both sides of this loop. And then once you get your full 2 turns, you want to stick that end back through the knot, underneath both layers, to come out the other end. Like that. And I'll show you once again on the other side, maybe a little bit slower. So now you want to leave at least a foot of cord on that end, and we'll clip it there. We'll be making an identical one on the other side. So once again, for that knot, loop it through, then folding it back on itself. We're going to begin wrapping towards the left again. So that's towards our mask. So that's once around, twice around, and then with that remaining cord, back to the right through those loops. And then you can slide that knot tight like that. All right, so now to make the adjustable part on the back. Again, if you don't want to make the adjustable part, you can do that all on the same length of cord. But we'll be using that same knot that we just made. And when you do it double-sided, it's called a double fisherman's knot. So I'm going to clip that other cord to the same length as our first one. And we're going to be overlapping them like this. So to grab the first one, we take our cord from the right side of our mask, and we're going to be tying it onto our left side cord. I'm going to zoom out so you can see the whole picture. There we go. So now, tying that right side cord onto the left side, same concept. I'm going to fold it back on itself, and then be tying it around both sides, and thread the end through. Should have a little bit more extra slack than the first times you tied that knot. We'll tighten that down for now, but don't cut the end off of that cord, because we may need to adjust it to actually fit around our neck in a little bit. So now the same thing, going the other direction, tying our left side cord onto our right side retaining strap, fold it back, and then going around towards the left this time, and then through the knot. Oops, we got our 2 times around. Through like that. So this is a little bit long. It's not going to be tight enough to cinch down around our ears when it's on. So we'll have to adjust that a little bit. So to make our total orange strap tighter or shorter, we want to feed the cord through each knot so that more comes out this free end. There's no set length for this. You just kind of have to go by the size of your own head and what's comfortable for you. You're going to want your mask tight enough so that when you slide it shorter by pulling those knots apart, it brings the cord off of your ears, the elastic cord off your ears. So mine is where I want it to be now, so I'm going to go ahead and trim my ends. So now to loosen it up, we can pull on the ends and have those 2 knots come together in the middle. Then we'll put it on. Hangs around the neck, and then when you want to put the mask on your face, you can just cinch those tight in the back, like that, and it pulls it off your ears. I hope you guys found this tutorial useful and can use it yourselves if you need to wear a mask for hours at a time at your job. It definitely takes the load off the ears, keeps those from getting sore. Let us know in the comments which one you liked better, whether that's the one with the knots or the one with the special hardware pieces. We'll put a link in the description to where you can find all the supplies for this project. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.